Vitamin C. Let's talk about vitamin C. Many skincare ingredients are just too big. Their molecules are too big to penetrate deeply into the skin and actually have an effect on the deeper layers. But vitamin C can actually penetrate deeply. So L-ascorbic acid is the active form of vitamin C, and countless studies have proven that this ingredient actually does help with collagen production. When a topical vitamin C L-ascorbic acid in a concentration of 10% was applied on the skin, studies show that significant improvement in wrinkling was seen over a 12-week period. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant and also has the ability to reduce the intensity of sun and age spots caused by oxidative stress, mostly from UV damage. And it does this by blocking the enzyme that produces melanin. So L-ascorbic acid is the golden standard when it comes to vitamin C, and as I mentioned, most studies have been conducted using this form of vitamin C. Ideal concentration is between 10 and 20%. Any higher than that isn't any more effective, and it could actually just be more irritating. So when you're looking for your skincare products, just because your product has vitamin C in it or is labeled as vitamin C doesn't mean that it's going to actually be as effective as those claims make it out to sound. In order to fulfill the claims that studies have proven, you need to make sure you have the right type of vitamin C and the right concentration. The only problem with L-ascorbic acid is that it can actually be quite irritating, especially in higher concentrations. So since it needs a really low pH to be stable, then it can cause some stinging and redness, and not all skin types can tolerate it, myself included. L-ascorbic acid is also quite unstable, and with the needed low pH, lack of stability, then adding ingredients like vitamin E and ferulic acid can really help to stabilize the ingredients. So those are two ingredients that are plus if you see them on your label with your vitamin C. Since L-ascorbic acid is so unstable, it can oxidize quickly. That's why you may have seen some warnings about using vitamin C serums that have turned brown. That means it's oxidized and it has gone rancid. This is why you do want to look for products in dark bottles that will keep the sunlight out. Airtight is also really important. But in order to kind of overcome some of these problems using L-ascorbic acid, brands have started to use vitamin C derivatives. And more vitamin C derivatives are being studied and looked at for effectiveness. And the studies are quite promising. A well-formulated product based on other vitamin C derivatives is better than a poorly formulated product using L-ascorbic acid. So not all vitamin C derivatives have the ability to penetrate quite as effectively as L-ascorbic acid, but studies have shown that there are a few derivatives that have some promising data. These include magnesium ascorbyl phosphate, also called MAP, sodium ascorbyl phosphate, called SAP, tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate, and aminopropyl ascorbyl phosphate. Don't worry, I will be giving you recommended brands to look for when it comes to vitamin C, and you don't have to remember all of these. Let's recap. All right, so L-ascorbic acid is one of the most studied ingredients for its effectiveness to help collagen synthesis, to help brighten and reduce the appearance of hyperpigmentation. It has been shown to effectively penetrate the skin deeply and is a superstar when it comes to anti-aging. That said, it is highly unstable. It can be somewhat irritating, and a little bit harder to use. Other vitamin C derivatives are more stable, often less irritating, and they have been shown to be promising, but they may not be quite as effective or maybe fast working than a L-ascorbic acid. So you may be wondering, what's the best way to incorporate vitamin C into your skincare routine? Vitamin C can be used either AM or PM. There have been experts debating, whether you should be using it in the morning or nighttime. The interesting thing about vitamin C is that it can actually be washed off the skin. So within, a couple of days, it will actually stay within the skin. So even if you apply it at nighttime, it's still going to be working for your skin throughout the day, because one of the main benefits of vitamin C is that because it's an antioxidant, it will help prevent oxidative stress and damage from UV exposure. That said, I often recommend in the morning, always applied with with sunscreen, because vitamin C doesn't always play well with every active ingredient, and a lot of times you will be using some more actives at nighttime, like your alpha hydroxy acids or possibly retinol, and so it just prevents having to kind of play around with moving products, and keeping your vitamin C applied in the morning, keep it separate from the other ingredients, will just make your life easier. So how long will it take to start to see results? As long as your product is in a good concentration, well formulated, and using a derivative that is shown to be effective, you will probably start to see results within 6 to 12 weeks.